So I think we need to sit and talk about Final Fantasy 16 and some of the backlash that I am seeing going across social media as well as YouTube, and that is the narrative that Final Fantasy 16 is not an RPG. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Robert Storms. If you guys are finding me for the very first time, please do me a massive favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe for all future content here on the channel. So I am a massive Final Fantasy fan. I've been playing Final Fantasy since the very first Final Fantasy on the NES back in the 80s, and I kind of grew up with the series and seen how it evolved. Not every Final Fantasy game or Final Fantasy spin-off knocks it out of the park, but I always appreciate Final Fantasy for changing things up, reinventing the formula, yet staying true to what Final Fantasy actually is. So when the narrative has come out that Final Fantasy 16 is nothing more than a hack and slash game, that it is nothing more than a wannabe Devil May Cry with too many long cutscenes, and it's not an RPG, it kind of makes me feel upset and sad inside because I love this franchise so very much. First of all, this narrative that it is not an RPG is just factually incorrect. It is factually wrong. It is in its heart an RPG, a JRPG. Yes, Square Enix, they decided to do something different with the Final Fantasy franchise. We've seen them kind of play around with this all the way back to Final Fantasy 15 into Final Fantasy 7 Remake. They try to do this more action-packed gameplay to bring in more of the Western audience. They know that they're gonna have their love over in Japan, but they want to expand to more casual gamers here in the West, and they wanted to do a more action-based stuff, and I am perfectly fine with that. Yes, I love my turn-based Final Fantasy, but I also love this new style. It reminds me a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is very much an action JRPG. Are you saying just because it's an action game and it ain't turn-based, that's automatically that Kingdom Hearts is not an RPG? That is crazy. It's 100% a JRPG. It's an RPG. What makes up an RPG? An RPG is anything that puts you in the player where you can upgrade your equipment, upgrade your skills, be able to switch out different limit breaks and moves and specials that you may have. This level up progression, skill tree, that is all things that we find in a RPG game. And just because Final Fantasy 16 decided, hey, we want to do something a little different, we want to go in a more action style so we can bring in the more casual fans, that doesn't mean that the game is not an RPG, because it has everything that you want from an RPG. It has all those skill trees, those level ups, those equipment upgrades, those crafting. It has the side quests. It has the deeply narrative story that is very complex, and you'll be able to put yourself into the psyche of this character. Final Fantasy 16 is in its heart, regardless of the new mechanics, it is a RPG, and anyone who thinks that is not an RPG is just factually wrong. They are factually wrong. We're going to start seeing more RPGs go this style because they want to be able to update the style for new audience. Younger kids today, they want to go in and they want to go balls to the wall with the action. And the best part about that is you are able to do that with these elite franchises like a Final Fantasy, which has this legacy history behind it, and also try something new to bring in the younger audience. So Final Fantasy 16, I am loving this game. I love the ball that Square Enix had to actually try something new. It is in its essence a Final Fantasy game. If you play this game and you have played other Final Fantasy games, you are right back into that Final Fantasy world. It's the little things that make Final Fantasy and separate it from other games on the market. Yes, it's more action oriented, but in its heart, it is still a Final Fantasy game, and it is still an RPG. But that is just my thoughts on it, guys. I want to know what you guys think. Have you played Final Fantasy 16? Do you think in its essence that it is in fact still an RPG, or do you agree with some of the narrative around there that, hey, this is just an action game? Be sure to leave those comments in the comment box below, smash that like and subscribe button, and until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and thank you for watching.